So let's talk about this group of people commonly known as the 9/11's Truth Movement. Essentially, the movement is a collection of folk who have some problems with the official reports about the September 11th attacks in 2001. They strongly feel that there's more to the story than what has been publicly shared, and they're on a quest to expose what they believe to be truth. Now, stepping back in time to that life-changing day in 2001. Planes were flown into the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, and one crashed in Pennsylvania. Tons of debris, a lot of it smoky and harmful, covered Manhattan. Thousands of people died. The world was devastated. America was in shock, and a new era of fear and uncertainty had dawned. Pretty swiftly after 9/11's, whispers about government cover-ups and dark conspiracies began to swirl. It was chaos and confusion ripe for the picking, as some started to call into question the authenticity of the version of events presented by our governing bodies. The common theory proposed by the 9/11's Truth Movement is that the U.S. government was somehow involved, or at least knew about the attack beforehand. This is where the Great Divide began. On one side, you've got experts from various fields aggressively debunking these theories. These guys, broadly backed by the general public, support the mainstream narrative, saying 19 terrorists, directed by Osama bin Laden, are responsible. Defense experts, engineers, scientists, and historians have all put their weight behind this assertion. On the flip side, the 9/11's truthers insist that the towers wouldn't have collapsed the way they did from just being hit by planes. They point to the collapse of World Trade Center 7, a 47-story building near the Twin Towers that crumbled hours later despite not being hit by a plane, as a big question mark against the official tale. Many 9/11's truth investigators conducted independent research, focusing on aspects like eyewitness accounts, forensic evidence, and building engineering. Their conclusions often trouble mainstream narratives. Some claim that the towers were felled by controlled demolition. Others dispute the likelihood of a plane hitting the Pentagon, and a few corner the theory of insider trading before the attack, insisting that some folks knew something big was about to go down. Of course, the mainstream experts have their answers. They explain how unique stress induced by a massive airplane crash and subsequent fires could indeed bring down the towering structures. They also pointed out that a lot of the truthers' claims are based on limited understanding of the wide range of scientific disciplines involved. Ever since it began, the movement has fiercely shaken the U.S. quote, "S faith in its government and questioned the honesty of major media outlets." It's put a lot of pressure on the U.S. to be more transparent, at least. The efforts by these folks led to the establishment of the 9/11's Commission in 2002 that was tasked with providing a full account of the circumstances surrounding the September 11th attacks. Looking at the health aspect, the collapse of the towers released a cloud of toxic dust that coated much of Manhattan and Brooklyn. Several members of the 9/11's Truth Movement advocate for the rights and health of those affected, particularly first responders and folks who live close by. In conclusion, the 9/11's Truth Movement is fueled by skepticism, distrust, and a burning urge to push against the traditional narrative. But it's noteworthy that, no matter where you fall on this debate, everyone agrees that 9/11's was an unimaginable tragedy. The only difference lies in who or what individuals hold accountable for it. Whether their theories hold water or not, the 9/11's truthers prompt us to question, to probe, and to never stop seeking the full truth.